Hello guys, I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. If you are new here, hello. If you're a returning viewer, also hello. Today we are in a bit of a time crunch, so we are going to do like a one-story house or something. Sorry, I know that this video is probably going to be a bit rushed. I just have a lot to do today and not a lot of time. Um, so that has been my motto though, like all week has been got a lot to do, not a lot of time. Let's get going. So. I do think a little simple house like this is always nice, and then raising it up a little bit. And I really liked doing that patio look like I did yesterday. So I think I'm gonna replicate that again today. I've always liked patios in The Sims. I feel like The Sims is very much so made for patios. And many people will probably disagree with me on that. But you're gonna sit here and tell me I'm supposed to fill this whole wood? Yeah, no. Realistically, that's not gonna happen for me. Maybe for someone else who's a little bit more talented, I'm not saying I'm not that person. So we stick with the cards that we're dealt with, and I feel like flat patio in the back is going to be our backyard today. It's very much so the vibe. Maybe a pool, maybe a deck. Sticking it being the whole size of the back of the house, and kind of doing a short yet sweet patio would be nice. I'm thinking bars, grill, one-story house because I don't have a lot of time. This is probably going to end up being one of those like 20-minute builds if I'm entirely honest. Maybe 30 minutes if I get lucky, but I have a lot to do today and I've had a lot to do. I know this sounds like complaining, but I've had so much to do this week and I've been staying up late. I've been trying to get everything that I need done at night also, and I just get so exhausted. And then I sleep in, and it's a terrible cycle. But that's college for you. And then I do this, which I love. I'm not complaining about this whatsoever. It just does take up a lot of time. And as a college student, you don't get a lot of time to do anything. So, in no way, shape, or form am I complaining about this in particular. But I'm exhausted. But this this has been like one of the best things I've ever done. Um, I hope to continue to do it for a very, very long time. I'm hoping for at least 7 years. I'd love to make it go longer, but I don't know. We're gonna have to see. 7 years may be a little long, but I'd even like to do it longer if I could. If it was sustainable, I would 110% do it. And I'm thinking once I have a job, because this is my schedule, um, I get up around 9:30. Um, I get up around 9:30 and I eat breakfast till like 10 if I'm lucky. And then I go straight upstairs and start on my homework for the day. Um, and then usually I skip lunch because I don't have time. Thank you! Because I don't have time. So then there's lunch gone. Then I, sorry, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze again. And then I kind of try and do as much as I can within the hours that I'm given. I usually try and get at least 5 to 7 assignments done. Usually my lectures are the thing that take me the longest because I have about 14 hours of lecture a week, maybe even longer. Um, Trying to remember. But it really varies on like what class is doing what that week. I think that's pretty generous, about 14 hours of lecture a week. I'm taking accelerated courses, that's why, so don't panic if you're going to college. This is not how it is for everyone, but I don't recommend for your first year to do an accelerated course. It is not worth it your first year. Everyone will tell you, like, oh my gosh, but you get to graduate early and you get to do this. Keep your sanity. Your sanity is so much more important than graduating early. Listen, I'm graduating on time. If I didn't do this, I wouldn't be able to graduate on time, which is crazy because I was a full-time student all year round. I never took a lapse year. I did summer school classes, but because of the particular degree that I'm going after, I would have been one credit off, not one credit, but one class off from graduating. So that's why I did this because I'm like, I'm not dealing with that. Absolutely not. I've worked way too hard to then go back to school. One moment. All right, I am back. Within that time, I kind of just did like some basic decoration, and I was trying to like organize everything. So this is how the house looks at the moment. I hate that these bricks don't line up, so we're gonna ignore that and just do nothing to. And I'm thinking blue Suburban is the way to go today. Very much so. In my head, this is canon in my head, is that this is owned by an older couple and the husband lets his wife do whatever she wants to the yard. That is like my headcanon. Okay. I think it'd be cute, I think. What that's gonna be my headcanon. We should add the rocking chair. We're gonna pretend. Oh, but that doesn't really look like an actual rocking chair. I don't think any of these do, which really stinks because I really, really want that one. Like severely. And I also really, really want like one of those swinging chairs. I know that they never make that. It would be nice for a rocking chair that's like on a flat pedestal. That would be nice too. But I'm thinking that they're gonna have their own chairs away from each other, of course. I don't think I know any older couple who likes their chairs close to each other. Um, which like fair enough. Like love you, but I need my version of space. Cookie bear. So I'm thinking it would have been kind of nice to have cigarettes on here. Oh, sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that. Mm, no, no. Okay, we're just gonna do the school mailbox. That's cute. There's already one on this lot. No, I think it's so. Um, and then right there is gonna be perfect. And then what if like I want something small yet cute. Also, if my alarm goes off, I'm not gonna leave instantly, but I'm definitely gonna leave, like pretty much right after. So that's kind of why I'm rushing. I do think honestly a teapot out here would be kind of nice. Maybe I'll leave that one blank, and then I'll do like a front rug. I love this front rug. I don't know for you guys. I love it. I absolutely adore it. Um, I'm saving again. Sorry, I have not seen this spreader else today. I have no clue why, but I am like going. So I do apologize for that. So my eyes have not been adjusting well lately. I think I need new glasses. I'm trying to hold off as long as possible because I just got glasses like 6 months ago. But I think I have an astigmatism. So I probably need to get tested for that. So, which, if you have an astigmatism, I'm not gonna go with doctor terms on you, but and I'm not gonna be like self-diagnosed. But if you have an astigmatism, your eyes are very, very like susceptible to changes, and it makes you have to change your glasses very, very frequently, like 6 months super frequently, else you dealt with constant headache. So there is that. Um, just so if you guys wonder why maybe you get headaches so often after going to the eye doctor, you might want to talk to them about getting tested for astigmatism. Okay. Um, that's probably as much as I'm gonna say on that because I don't want to be self-diagnosed yourself. But there is some basic things if maybe you're worried about wasting money on a test. If you look up astigmatism line test online. You should be able to find some and just see if maybe, and they'll tell you how it works, but to see maybe if you see anything that they're looking out for, because obviously eye appointments are expensive. Like, so if you're not sure if you have it, it's better to get it tested 110% before you go, just to even see, like, okay, well, does this online test even work? Like, do I see anything? So there is that. A lot of people in the population have one and don't know it also. So there is that. Also, I know it's very expensive to keep up with your eye health, but it is so important to keep up with it. Your eye and your dental health, especially, like, those are some of the most important, which stinks because it's so expensive in America. There is programs, not everyone though is eligible for them. And with recent events, there will probably be even less and less of them. So I'd suggest, if you can afford it right now, try and get an appointment as soon as possible. Due to how everything is at the moment in America. And we're gonna word it like that. But yeah, so stay out there, try and take care of your health if you can afford it. I get it's not possible for everyone, but if you can, definitely try. That's probably as much as I should say about that. Although lately, when I tried to get my eye appointment done, I had to wait like 4.5 months. Because the clinic was so full. It's definitely harder in smaller areas to get your eyes checked just because usually there's only one eye doctor. So definitely think about that if you're in smaller areas. But I've heard, I'm not exactly sure how true this is, I've heard that it's harder to get a primary care physician nowadays because they're so underpaid and so overworked that it's hard to keep their clinics open. So also keep that in mind, and that's why we should also support our doctors as much as possible, and our nurses especially, because our health matters, but so does theirs. So I'm like going through all these things, even though I know I probably shouldn't. I don't know. I just have a very strong belief that if we take care of our healthcare teams, they'll take care of us. So I almost think it's like detrimental. That's why but I am going to go a little bit longer until this houses at least in case. I think we're only on 13 minutes it takes. So I definitely don't want to end it too early. So I will be going just a little bit longer than originally intended because I also paused there for a little while. So I'm thinking yellow cabinets. I'm sorry, so this is a grandma and grandpa. She for sure convinced him that they need yellow cabinets like 4 days ago. And she's like, see, look at how good it looks. And he's just sitting there like, yeah, honey, it looks fantastic. As he's groveling about how little money now he has in his pocket. But he did it because he wanted to. Sorry, I make up these scenarios in my head all the time. I think that's cute. Oh my, I love older people's relations. I always have those since I was little. Like, I loved hearing about how much, like, when people met, how they knew that they were the one. Like, I would always ask, it didn't matter who you were, I was asking because I was so curious. Mostly because I was wondering when I was gonna find the one. Like, as a kid, I always felt so far behind my peers because I hadn't had a boyfriend yet. So I think that's just a society thing, if I'm entirely honest, but I felt so far behind. Even though little fourth grade me would not have been worried about finding a partner. And like, in my mind, because I hadn't found a partner, like for life partner, by like the age of 10, I was a failure in life. Like, Hollywood messed me up. Hollywood movies set such an unrealistic expectation of love in my mind. And I'm sure it does for like a lot of people. But when I tell you I would have panic attacks about being alone forever, it was that bad. Like, genuinely, it was terrible. So, if your little kid is watching this, don't rush yourself, trust me. You're the one who will show up when they show up. Hollywood, they just put realistic sets on everything. So there is that. Because, I struggled with that for years. Like, genuinely struggled with that. And even to this day, I'm still like, I'm not married yet. I don't have a kid yet. And everyone's relationships are set to their taste. But it is still hard for me to be like, oh my gosh, XYZ just got engaged. By the way, never say that. Never ever say, oh my gosh, XYZ got engaged, and then look at your partner. Never ever ever, if you're comparing your relationship to someone else's, your relationship's not gonna last. Like, yeah, yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah, absolutely, it'd be nice. But it's also nice to go at your own pace in a relationship. So it's gonna remember. Um, that was definitely something that I struggled with for a very, very long time. But I also, so once I got into this relationship that I'm in right now, um, I was very much so like okay with not having. It was very weird. Like, it was such a change in mindset. Like, I felt very okay being behind my peers. It was so weird because my whole life I had wanted to be like at least at the same place as my peers. But practically almost as soon as I started dating my fiance, um, it's mattering. And also because he's younger than me, I realized I should probably slow that down because although I may want to get married, have kids, do this, do that by the age of 23, he might not want to. And that was like the first time I had ever been okay with that recollection. It was such a weird change in mindset once I met him. Um, but we also had like a lot of talks when we first started dating. Like, I don't know, and I feel like it does really help understanding of each other. Like, we had difficult conversations very, very early on. Um, because I was very much so, I want this, I want this, I want this. He was like, okay, yeah, you may want that. But we need to think about what's great for our relationship and the age that we started dating. We started dating so young. What I didn't scare him off was my cahoots. Because genuinely, I was a nutcase. I was in book nutcase. Genuinely. There's no way I should have a fiance right now. He got used to it. I think I like desensitized him over the phone. Like, he doesn't seem that bad. Because holy cow, the things that I used to say, uh, like I think I told him, like, yeah, by the time that I'm 18, I want to be married. Like, and I told him I wanted to get married after a year of being engaged. Like, that's nutcase 101. You guys. And he just sat there, and I think he knew, like, eventually I wasn't gonna want that. Because I don't know, I very quickly started, like, changing my view on life when I met him. And it was so nice to just be able to slow down and not feel rushed. I don't know. But he also let me act crazy because I did have ex-boyfriends who would be like, okay, you're being a nutcase. Which, fair enough, absolutely call me out with it, okay? But they would go about it and point when it felt very belittled about being a nutcase. Also, I was being a nutcase. Very well said. Now, to anyone who says, oh, no, they don't deserve to treat it, no, I was a nutcase. I was a nutcase. I fully understood it now. Did it hurt like crazy when I was younger? Absolutely. But I was a nutcase. Just so bad. Oh, oh my god. My older brother, when I was younger, I'm not gonna name which one it was. They can like name themselves if they want. But it was like, if you poop, like you're not gonna get married if you keep acting like this. Jokes on him, I kept acting like it, and I'm still getting married before him. Yeah. Sorry, I had to knock on wood. Although my other brother does not want to get married anymore, so there is that too. So I love him very much though. So okay, absolutely, we need those socks. I really like how this house is turning out. It's typical yet atypical of what I'm doing right now, and I'm kind of digging it. I'm trying to think like what's very grandma, but also kind of not grandma at the same time. Like I think that these people would be fully like older people, like typical older people that we think of, but very much so like that's just the vibes I'm getting, and I didn't even make these Sims yet. I think I'm gonna make Sims for this house because actually then my heart might break if they die. I might make them immortal. I might make them immortal. Yeah. You know what though? If I were the vampires, do you think vampires would be maximalists or minimalists? Over time, they collect so much stuff that it'd almost be questionable on why they have this stuff. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, dude, I know it's sick. Okay. Okay, we're gonna use Twilight as an example. So Twilight, there's very much so minimalistic. Do you think that they don't get attached to things anymore? Like, items aren't really sentimental, they're just things. Because I think that's how I would look at it if I lived for so long. It's like, yes, everything can be replaced eventually, this is gonna be worthless. And also, listen, I saw this one thing, a forum being like, why are vampires always rich? And I'm sitting there like, well, they have had years to build their wealth, and they better have figured it out after 100 plus years. Like, please, Pink Kitchen is the way to go. We'll say though that he made a compromise and said that the living room should be brown. But no, in my mind, right now, there's so many things. I don't disturb in that old place. But I don't know. I feel if I was a vampire, I'm trying to think about this. Like I'm trying to put myself in their shoes, although they don't exist. Frollo says that and becomes more. No. Okay, yeah, I would definitely be rich because I would honestly eat, although I don't know if that actually works or if it would, but whatever could off them, I would eat grubs. I'd eat early because no way am I gonna live for 100 plus years and be broke. Mm-mm. Honestly, that's just well, maybe not 230 because 100 years isn't honestly that much. Like my great grandma Betty, um, she lived till she was 98. So there is that. Um, she was by no means rich, but she always says she was like rich in happiness. Um, she had met all her grandkids, all her great grandkids. Like she said that she felt like that she lived a very, very full life. And by the time that she had gotten to the end of her life, she was like, I just want to go. Which I've heard a lot about other people say, like, will say that. Like, after a certain age, you just find peace with passing. But to be fair, we also, had lived through her husband dying almost, all of her kids dying almost, all of her siblings. Mind you, she had like 9 siblings. Like, she had a lot of siblings that she had to go to funerals. Um, so basically, almost everyone that we grew up with at the very least had passed away, which I feel bad, but also little me. I was very, very selfish when I was younger. I literally remember hoping that she wouldn't die anytime soon, and she did. And now that I'm older, I'm like, that makes sense. Like, no one could live forever. Little me is just wow. So yeah, like I was so mad that she passed away. Well, and she didn't even pass away naturally. She got hurt. She tripped on her breathing tube. So there was that. Although, for how old she was, I think that she was only on like 6 pills. And that's it. I'm like, dang, girl, like, you're healthy. She was very, very, very healthy for her age. Like, I think if she would have passed natural, she could have had an easy 10, 20 years on her. Um, maybe not 20, you know, but 10, just because she could still walk. Yeah, sure, she needed a walker, but, well, even just a cane would suffice. Like, she had a good quality of life for her ending years. Like, I know I'm saying it very, like, lowly, but she did have a good quality of life for how long she lived. I also believe that she lived out of spite. That's my headcanon. But and I have no reason to believe this either. It just seems very much like she seemed very. I looked up to her though. I really did. I don't know why I've been in this conversation. It's not been like her anniversary of passing away or anything. It just happens so when you miss people. You reminisce about them a lot more than you ever thought you would. I'm almost thinking that this is a nice patio. Listen, I really want circle these parts. I know, very, very soft. I kind of like this. I like this minimalist feel. So I think that might be what we stick with. I would like a circle rug, but oh, I'm going to do that because that's what. Let's take a picture of this house together, guys. No, you did a good job. I honestly, when I like older people's homes, like it's better. Like if I have like a headcanon for houses too, I feel like I always do more for the build. Like this was supposed to be the last build, and I think we're at 30 minutes. Like my alarm's just. So anyway, I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. Um, I know I've been all over the place. I did not spell simple right. I think 1 second. Simple. Simple. Okay, I did. Sorry. Hold on. But oh, oh my gosh, there's just a little bit more food to started. Damn. Thank you all so much for everyone's help. wonderful, wonderful day. If you are mentioned hello, if you're a returning viewer, also hello. I hope you also can chat in the comments, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye bye.